Hello, everyone. Welcome to the sixth episode of Volleytalk Season 2, brought to you by Basic Sport. I am Maithili, your host, back with another episode to talk about more data and analytics in volleyball. Just a quick recap about Volleytalk. Volleytalk is a show where we talk about anything and everything related to volleyball with the people who have been in the sport for a major part of their life. Our previous episode was about the Mumbai Meteors. Today, we bring to you another episode about another one of our PVL teams, the Chennai Blitz. Joining us in there is their new coach, Ruben Wolochin, and one of the foreign players who's just joining their team for this season, Moyo. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show. How are you doing, Ruben, Moyo?
Thank you very much for having us, inviting us, and sharing this moment with us. I believe that we are very
Thanks.
good. So prepare to go.
Great. Thank you, Ruben. And Moyo, how are you doing?
Well, I'm fine. I'm doing well. Happy to be with you today. The inter
Thank you so much, Moyo. So I'll just give you a brief background about both of them. Ruben is from Argentina. He has coached about 30 international teams across Europe and South America. He has coached Morocco also last season, if I'm not wrong, and he was the previous coach of the Hyderabad Blackhawks, and now he'll be joining as the coach of the Chennai Blitz this season. Coming to Moyo, he's from Cameroon. He started his professional career in Cameroon playing for the Bafia Volleyball Evolution in 2016. He participated in the Tokyo 2020 Olympic qualifications with his New York with his national team, and he was picked by the Chennai Blitz for PVL Season 2. I have a question for both of you. Maybe we can start with Ruben. Ruben, if you can tell us how your volleyball journey started, like how did you get into this sport? Did you play as a when you were as a child, or how did your interest and passion for this sport start?
Moyo, if you would like to start, go ahead.
Oh no,
Okay.
I
Okay.
was thinking,
Oh,
Ruben, you can start and we can go to Moyo.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I did play. I always tell everybody that I did play very bad. That's why when I started to study physical education, uh, I went fast on the way of coaching. I'm working almost from the first year of my university studies, and I was blessed to have the chance to work in one of the top teams in Argentina, at the Club de Regata Santa Fe, where I started, and then I started all the career in volleyball as a coach. So since 1991, 1992, I'm working as a professional volleyball coach. But the big reason I'm in volleyball is our national team in 1982 got the bronze medal at the World Championship. I could witness as a audience these games live because my older brother brought me to watch those games to the stadium, and I was falling in love with the sport. So that's why I'm in volleyball.
That is great. How old were you when you went for this game?
I was 12,
Okay.
and my parents gave me the chance to have almost 1 week school leave because I was the full week watching those games, and it turned that the captain of that national team, Daniel Castellani, it's one of our bigger mentors nowadays, and he became a good volleyball friend. So it's fantastic, the whole story.
That's great. I mean, so you fell in love with volleyball at the age of 12, and you still just keep going. And
Yeah,
let's hope that you go on for a very long time in the sport and
yeah,
give as much as you can. Thank you
yeah.
for that, Ruben. Moyo, maybe if you could tell us about your volleyball journey. When did you start playing? Was it when you were studying, or did you also go to a match and fall in love with the game and started playing it?
Well, first of all, sorry for me not being on camera because my internet. And yeah, at first I was playing soccer, like football. So when I went to the university, I fell in love with volleyball because I wanted to do something different, like something where I can't really dirty myself. That's how I thought about the sport. So I started playing, and the coach told me that I have good physical ability. So he asked me if I can stay in the university team. I said, well, I like traveling, so I said, okay, maybe I can travel with the team. So I fell in love with the work process, with the game, with the losses, with the wins. I fell in love with that, and then my I started volleyball in university. So 2 to 3 years after that, I started in the Bafia volleyball like more professionally because I learned fast. So I have that ability to learn things fast. So I started there, and then in 2017 I was called with the national team, and that's how everything started internationally.
Got it. Got it. That's great. That's great. It's great that the coach was able to see your ability while you were playing football and that too. So that must have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's great. Coming back to Ruben, Ruben, you're the only foreign coach last year in the Prime Volleyball League, and then even this year looks like you're the only one till now, at least that we know of. So, does the league have a contract with you, or is it that the teams are all so much in love with you that they don't want to let you go?
I wish we will have a contract with the league. That would be very. It will make the coach lives easier,
Right.
but no, it's not that. I had the contact from Hyderabad Blackhawks last year. I was absolutely happy to have the possibility, and I'm really thankful for having that possibility because I believe that India has big potential and the level of organization of the league made my decision even easier this season because, as Joy said after the auction, that last season was like the kickoff, and this we are going for higher level. I believe that the league will be um, growing every year, and it's a very nice thing to be part of it. And I'm really thankful for Hyderabad last season and for the Chennai Blitz this season for counting on me.
That's great. Yeah, let's hope the league, like you said, grows more and we get more viewers this season. And even though it was during the pandemic last season, it looked like the number of viewers were quite a bit for PVL. So let's hope there'll be a live audience this time and it'll be even more exciting.
Yeah,
Um,
I really believe because also um, having the possibility to I would say I'm a kind of a sports animal. I fall in love and I follow sports all over, and of course when I had the chance, I try to get more information and get involved with into cricket, and I can see how people follow cricket and how many people follow games live. I believe that volleyball, of course, is not in the same range of audience, but it will be enormous amount of people going to the games and following last year on TV. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, cricket is definitely a religion in India, I would say, and let's hope
yeah,
volleyball will become the second religion that gives
yeah,
gives cricket competition.
yeah,
That'd be great if that happens.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Coming to Moyo, Moyo, have you watched the Prime Volleyball season, this league last season? Any of the matches have you watched? If you did watch, who was your team favorite team and player?
Honestly, I didn't watch it. So this is my the first year hearing about the league. Honestly, so I would really like to discover it and really learn learn more about it.
Right. So after you got, maybe after you got to know about the league, did you get to check out any of the teams?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, I've checked the Calicut Heroes.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's a player, foreign player, Matt Healing.
Right.
We played last season in Israel together. He's a good player, so from there I try to look a bit at the league. How is it? And yeah, it's like a big show, a very big event, and I'm really excited to join it and play.
Great. We're excited to have you as well. Maybe, so were you hoping to be picked by Chennai, or did you have any other team in mind, or are you happy with the fact that Chennai picked you?
Answer good, eh?
I'm, I'm, I'm happy for the fact that I will play volleyball.
Good.
No matter the team that picked me up, the important thing is I will play volleyball, what I love. So, but I'm happy that the team chose me. That means they've put some important on me. So I'm really grateful for that, and I guess I will give back the I'll do the job.
Great. Is that a satisfactory answer for you, Ruben?
Yeah, yeah. I believe I've been coaching few guys from Cameroon, and I brought to Europe few players from Africa as well. I know how hard they work, and knowing a little bit about international volleyball, it was easy to pick him because we had good reports and good scouting on him.
Right. Yeah. Moyo, what about you? Have you spoke to Ruben before? Did you hear about him, or when was like the first time you heard about him or spoke to him?
The first time I heard about him is when my agent talked to me about him, and the second time is like a week and a half ago. We talked via WhatsApp. But
Oh, okay, great, great. Yeah, let's hope Chennai performs well this season, and hope you get the cup, Ruben. Um,
Well, I cannot promise, but what I can promise is that we will commit to hard work,
right.
to work smart on organizing the team the best possible. Yes,
Yes.
and this is the target for the 8 teams to get the cup. So
Yeah. So, a question for you, Ruben. Right now, I would say Basic Sport is basically announcing to the world that you're the head coach of Chennai Blitz because we haven't
yeah.
seen the formal announcement anywhere. Were you a part of the team before or after the auction? And if it was before the auction, how much of role did you play behind the scenes during the auction?
Well, I think it's a good question because Chennai Blitz management tried to keep everything silent and smooth, but we were working on the auction like almost a month before we started to do researches about players. From last season, I had all the statistics and all the analytics of the last season to analyze a little bit performances, and then I cannot say how big or how small was my role on the on the auction, but definitely we were working as a team all together, and I would say we did a good job. Uh, I believe this season the teams are more balanced than last season. The
Right.
teams seem to be very competitive, all the 8 teams, and I really expect a very tough competition, which makes a little bit exciting and a little bit more stressful on the side of for the coaches. Like we will be working hard every day.
Definitely. I feel like last season was a trial round for all the teams, and everyone has more experience now, so that using a lot of different strategies and coming up with new forms of play, I would say. So,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Go
no,
ahead.
and definitely what I can feel at least on the players of the Chennai Blitz, because as soon as we finished the auction, we created a internal group to start contacting the players. We will start some strategies from now on to prepare the preparation for the season, and I could feel that players are more prepared this year than last year. They really got conscious on the importance to be ready for the beginning of the preparation, and this makes an extra and definitely will make a plus all over the league.
Right. Definitely. And also, just a follow up question about that for you, Ruben. Last PVL, you had young talent in Hyderabad who you nourished. And this year, I believe Chennai Blitz has a lot of senior national experienced players. How different do you think will be your coaching strategy, and what can we expect from you when for Chennai Blitz?
Uh, I believe that the every team is different, and we need to organize every single session according the needs of the team. Um, I can say that from last season I have a bit of experience by watching some of the players I will be coaching this season. But to be honest, this is something that we will evaluate once we get the team on our hands and we will start to work. Definitely, I believe all the players would like to learn and would like to get one step forward, and this is our duty and this is our job. So once we are there, regardless how much or how less experience we have, also picked many young players as well this season. And the point is that we need to make the best team possible in this short period and perform good. So we will see once we are there.
Right, great. Looking forward to it for sure. Coming to you, Moyo, this is a question not related to volleyball right now, but have you
Okay.
ever been to India or have you heard about the monument Taj Mahal? Like, have you ever been to India or,
Well, I've not been to India yet,
but you have?
but I've heard about the monument for sure.
Great, great.
So
So, did
it
you,
will be really exciting if I can visit it, if possible.
yeah, when you get a chance, let's hope you get to visit it. And have you had Indian spicy food before? How are you looking forward to have it when you're here?
I've never had Indian food, but Cameroonian food is really spicy. So I don't think there's something in the world like a food in the world that can be spicy than our food. So I can cope with everything.
Great. Then I think you're almost halfway there, so you won't be too surprised with the spice if Cameroon has spicy food. Then
Yeah.
great. Um, Another question for you, Moyo. Have you ever played this 15-point game that the PVL has, uh, or have you always played only the 25-point games? And how different do you think it will be from your usual games?
Well, I've never played a 15-point game,
Okay,
and I guess it will be interesting. So yeah, I've always played the 25-point game,
right,
and with the 25-point game, we can. It is a bit easy to control the momentum as the score goes by.
right.
But I think with the 15-point game, it will be a bit difficult to manage that because the set will be really short, and you need to be really focused at each moment. So I think on my point that would be a bit difficult to handle.
Yeah, it would be definitely more fast paced, and then PVL also has the super point and the super serve, right? So that is something very different from what you've been playing, I'm sure. Great. Looking forward to seeing you in this format. Ruben, coming back to you,
Okay.
one thing from the last season of the Prime Volleyball League, maybe some memorable moment that will stay with you forever that that you will never forget.
Well, we had, first of all, I would say we had the possibility to play the starting of the season game.
Right.
And I believe not many people really believe we could win this game as we won. And that gave us the possibility to get in somehow kind of positive vibes and carrying on for the next part of the season. Um, it's also a little bit controversial or contradictory that we won a fantastic game 5-0 against the Chennai Blitz, coming back in the first set, a deficit like 6 points, and we turned it to win 15-14. And I believe that making the team into the semifinals with a young group of players was a fantastic thing. Um, I watched the other days the managers speaking about their return ball from Anand in the game against
Oh yes,
Kolkata, which was memorable. And there
right.
are a lot of things that I can recall, but also what it's very important how people really took care of the team in Hyderabad. The organization was very good, and we were working very professional, and this is also remarkable.
That's good to know. In fact, we were talking to Amit Gulia as well yesterday, and he also said that one of his favorite moments was the 5-0 match against Chennai that they won. So it
Yeah,
looks like that's team favorite.
yeah. And Amit looks very different now.
Oh yeah,
He looks
yeah, with the
like a
hair.
yeah.
Yes, we were asking him the same question yesterday that he was trying to
Oh
copy
yeah
it.
yeah yeah yeah. I saw it. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Um, Coming to Moyo, back to Moyo actually. So Moyo, what is one of your favorite matches of the ones you played till now, and why is it your favorite?
Well, uh, the game against Serbia
Uh-huh.
was is one of my favorite because it's a team I've been following since a moment, like some years ago, with players like Ivovic, like Kovacevic. They were amazing, especially because they are not too tall. Like physically, that I'm like them. So I was trying to really learn much about those type of players. So having them in front of me, it was exciting and really amazing. So I've learned a lot from that, and I challenged myself also during the game. So that's one of my best. That's one of my favorite game.
Great. That's good to know. And this was which tournament again, Moyo?
It was the
Oh, the Olympic
Olympic
qualification. Oh,
qualifications
great,
in
great. So yeah,
2019.
that would definitely be memorable for you, I'm sure. Yes. Um, Great. So coming back to you, Ruben, I know you do use analytics before and after a match, and also during team meetings. Will you be relying on basic sport data, and how would you be capitalizing on that for this season?
Well, I think that the analytics are a really big part and a big role of the today's coaching and developing of players. Um, of course, we would like to count with, or I would like to count with the with the analytics of volumetrics and using also to scout players during off-season times.
Right.
And I think it's a fantastic tool. So hopefully, as we've been talking with Abhishek already, I think it's a fantastic tool, and I believe that the league should make the step forward to engage the league together on kind of partnership with such a tool. But definitely, we are using analytics during the trainings, before the games, after the games, because I believe that the images are the language of coaching and the language of sports, and this is the best thing that we can teach, and we can show players how to get better, and what we have to do to in order to get better. So this is the most important thing, and definitely we have to count with it. Yes.
Great. We're looking forward to working with you as well, Ruben. Um, we do have a short video on you, Ruben. May we have the AV, please? Uh, One second. This is something from last season.
Hmm.
Okay, one second. Okay. Yeah, let's just get back to that. Maybe uh, we'll show it to you later during the show.
Yeah.
So, just another question about the auction. Were you happy with the team that Chennai brought, And is there any one player that you think you would have wanted but couldn't get?
I believe and I think we had a very good and a very interesting team. Um, I need to focus and concentrate on the players we have. The auction, it has a big contain of strategy and a little container of odd or lack. So we cannot cry about what we haven't got. We got, I would say, a very interesting group of players. I believe the players are very good, and this is what we have to work on. And I don't think there is any particular player that we can regret not to have it once we have a very good and a very complete team. So this is not something that I look back. I'm only looking forward to get the best with our team.
Great. That's good to know. That's good for you and for the team as well, I would say.
Yeah.
Coming to analytics, Moyo, I just have a quick question for you about this. How important do you think analytics is in volleyball, and do you
Okay.
like generally do you generally see any of the statistics before and after a match? And if you do individual statistics, what is some of the topmost individual stats that you look at before and after a match?
Well, for me, and statistics are very important for a game because if you don't know where to improve, you cannot improve actually. So statistics really helps to put in an image, like a point on the on the spot you have to improve in your game.
Right.
Uh, Personally, when I like after a game, I really look at my reception and the break points because I'm an outside hitter, and I really put an emphasis on reception because when the reception of a team is not good, like the game cannot really go fluently, and the game becomes easy for the opponent. So I really pay attention to my reception and the break points.
Okay.
Before the game, I pay attention to the service zone of the opponent, like where each player is likes to serve or his tendencies. That's what I really pay attention to when I look at the stats before a game. Uh, yeah,
No, that
that's
those are
it.
some very good stats to look at actually. And does this like once you remember this during the game, does it actually like help you improve your reception, like you were saying, depending on what? How,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, of course, because you can be in
Right.
reception and you take an ace, and then you pay attention to the server, and then you remember, this server, this is his tendencies, and then you adjust directly. Because during the game, there's many information to process, and you
Mm-hmm.
may forget some.
Mm-hmm.
So when a situation like that happens, you just recall to the statistics and say, okay, now the game becomes more, not more easier, but your game becomes better.
Great. Okay, got it. We do have a question, a particular question for you on the statistics, Moyo. Can we have the creative on the screen, please?
Yeah,
One
I
second.
get it.
Yeah. So for this particular image that you see on the screen, we can see that your attack attempts are
Yeah,
more. One second. Is this? Yeah.
Serbia.
Yeah, this is the one against Serbia. I was mistaken. Yeah, so we can see that your attack attempts are more against Serbia than the match against Australia. If
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, comparing your attacking strategy, we can see that Serbia there is some attack from behind and also outside of the court. So can you explain the strategy like behind this and the technical change? What is that? Is it because there's more attack from behind that the attack points are more for Serbia? And do you think this will be a good strategy to use in the Prime Volleyball League?
Well, Well, as I said before, reception is really important in the game. And if you really paid attention against Serbia, the reception was better than against Australia. So if the reception is good, the setter can really organize the game, and it will be really easy, like easy for you to spike outside or behind. But if the reception is not good, the opponent blockers they anticipate on the direction of the set, and the block is really compact and good. So that's where the difference was. It was actually on the reception that our reception was not good against Australia, but was better against Serbia.
Got it. So, one second. Can we have the same? I do have a follow-up question about this, Moyo, actually. So we did go back a little for your to your games from 2019, and we picked three games and nine sets. We
Yeah.
found that you picked 21 jump and 23 jump float serves against Australia, Italy, and Serbia. And then we went on and we were a
Okay.
little surprised to find that your success is 56% against the jump float serve and 18% against the jump serve. Why is there such a huge gap, and how did you try to, like, overcome this in the last 3 years?
Well, in 2019, before that competition, during the preparation, we were mostly emphasizing on float serve. Like most of our players are float servers, like with the national team or in the local league. Most most of the players are float servers. So I've been used to float serve like most of my career path till that period. So when I came to the Olympic qualifiers, I saw really good jump servers. Like they are not only putting the power, they're also putting the technique in the ball. So it was really difficult for me to cope with that. So then after that, I realized that I have a game. I have a I have to work on my jump serve reception because you cannot be good in one part of the game and bad in the other part. You have to be really complete in your game in order to help the team.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense for sure. Um, we The next question for you, Ruben. Just a quick question about one of the players from the auction. You had bought Ramanathan from the silver category, if I'm not wrong. Why didn't you go for Prabhakaran from the libero as a libero from the gold category? Was it because of the money in your kitty, or is there a reason specifically that you went for Ramanathan?
According our statistics from last season, we did a ranking, and Ramanathan was on the top three of this ranking, and that's why we wanted him, like I would say, like a priority. Him, Ari Prasad, and was Prabhakaran as well. But then perhaps we choose a kind of strategy about how to organize the money of the auction. And I'm very happy to count with Ramanathan because he did a very solid season last season, and I believe he can be hopefully even better this season.
Got it. Got it. That makes sense. If
Hmm.
Yeah. And then I do have another question for you, actually, regarding one of the static images that we have. Can I have that image on
Hmm.
the screen, please? So this, I believe, yes, this is the scoring pattern of Hyderabad and Chennai in the previous season. Under your supervision, we see that Hyderabad scored most of its points from attack and block. What strategy are you planning to implement in Chennai in the Chennai Blitz team to increase their block success? Because as we can see that the block success for Hyderabad was a little more than Chennai. So what are the strategies that you're trying to implement for Chennai here?
Well, as everybody knows, our game system or our playing system in the league it's completely different than international volleyball. So
Got
we needed to reorganize how to play the game. Um, and then one thing that last season we saw that the organization of block and defense in some of the teams were not so high level that the league requires, and perhaps we were better organized in this area than some other teams. So that gave us the possibility to have good organized block, and then we could make some block staff points. But the general system of the game, it's difficult because you can play 100% game in attack. You can side out 100%, even though if you start with the service, you can lose 15-14. So this is perhaps one point we need to look after with the organization of the league, I would say, because it can happen that the team plays a perfect game, and even though we lose because the difference of the 2 points or the 2 point differential doesn't allow a team to keep competing for this set. However, it's not so. It hasn't happened so often, but it can happen.
right.
So then that's why uh, I would like that the team can serve a little bit more aggressive, because also it's one of the first uh, parts to score points. But I'm happy that we could organize the attack and the blocking, because these are direct points that you can score. So this is very important.
Right. And you like an attacking strategy more than a defensive strategy, would you say?
I think the if you want to win or to win in volleyball, you need to perform attacks. You
Attacks, right?
need to perform the attacking better normally than the opponent, and then I think this is the the most important part of the game, and also is the thing that the players like the most. So I think it's easier to organize the whole game from the attack point of view than from the defense point of view, because also it's a sport that when the attack is somehow well performed, it's always winning. So this is a critical and a key point, that once we organize the attack, then we can organize the block and the defense.
Yes, yes, that definitely makes sense. And especially in a shorter format, I'm sure attacking more will be a game winner or a match winner.
Yeah, and I think that also service step by step will increase the level of the, or it will increase the level generally speaking,
Yes,
because players need to realize that as is the first way of attack, and we can score points or we can give big troubles on the opposite side.
yes, definitely, I'm sure. Moyo, the next question is for you. So 2019 and 20, which included your Olympic qualification matches as well, has definitely been some of the greatest playing years for you. Post that, how great has 2021 and 2022 been? And if you can share your experience with some of the new clubs that you have played with, that would be great.
Well, after that, after the pandemics, especially, uh, I played in Cameroon in Port Autonome de Douala,
Hmm.
and we won the championship. We went to the African Champions League, and we ended at the sixth position. It was a very good experience. And after a couple of months, I went to Israel, Hapoel Jerusalem, where I played the season. It was a very good experience for me because I met amazing players, and the coach Michael Wabi from Canada, and they really helped me to improve my game. Like they spotted the things that I couldn't see on my own, and they helped me to really improve in my game. So that season we went to the semi-final and we lost against the Matt Healing. He was playing for Isla Boone, semi-final of the cup. And from that, I came back to Cameroon, and this is a new season. I'm trying to prepare, and I got the opportunity, and I was drafted
Yeah, yeah.
by the team.
Right.
So I guess it will be really interesting.
Great, great. Let's hope you have a great season with Chennai and in PVL. We definitely would like more foreign coaches and more foreign players to come to India and play for the league, so that like Ruben was saying, we can expand the sport in India. Um,
Yeah, it's really important.
Back to you, Ruben. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Moyo. Yes.
Yeah, it's really important to improve the game because volleyball is, I would not say suffering, but we lack fans in volleyball like in football. One of my dreams would be that volleyball should be seen like soccer is seen. Like many people, when you talk about volleyball, you just see the beach, they see people jumping and like the funny part of the game. Meanwhile, it is entertaining. It's really important. So if countries or leagues can organize such event to really increase the visibility of the game, it's really important.
Yes, and actually, that you make a good point. One of the guests that came on one of the episodes on the show said that volleyball is a game that almost everyone plays at some point, like even in school or some point during your life on the beach, like you said. But it doesn't have as much exposure as it should be having
Impact.
when it comes to like
Yeah.
viewership. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Back to you, Ruben. Coming to another question I have about the auction. Chennai had spent about around 6.6 lakhs for Mohammad Riazuddin, but you didn't go ahead and bid for Amit Gulia, and I think you stopped bidding at 7 lakhs. Was that something? Do you think you should have gone more for Amit, or were you always looking to get Mohammad Riazuddin?
No, I think that the strategy we wanted to keep the funds to get the compact team we try to organize. I believe the management was organizing the best way possible to get the players, and we had uh, some picks or some highlighted players that among these two, three, four players, we had kind of a limit to go for them. And I think we did a very good job. So,
Nice.
um, counting Riaz was champion last year with a big role on his team. He's, I would say, one of the top players on generally speaking about controlling the ball, which is a big role of the game. Uh, and I think in these regards, we have a very good possibilities to organize the team good and give our setters the chance to organize the attacking system very good. So I think that was the main thing.
Got it. Yes, and maybe like as you were saying, if you had a certain cap for each player, and I think
Yeah,
because if you had went more, I'm sure Mumbai would have gone more for Amit, and it would have just kept
yeah.
going. Yeah, yeah.
That can be, but these are, I think, every season we will learn also on auction strategies and how to organize the team better. And this is part of learning by doing.
Yes,
And as I said before, we cannot regret what we haven't got. We have to be absolutely happy what we have because I
yes,
believe we have good. So this is
yeah,
nothing to complain.
great. When is the trainings starting? Actually, like how long?
Um, The idea, we are finishing the details. I believe that maybe 3 4 weeks before the season starts, we will be all together.
Great.
But beside that, we will start working with some individual works with the players. already started sending some videos and some workouts from some particular players of last
Great.
season. And step by step, I hope in the next week we can organize a kind of a activity for the complete team. So this is something also very important that players take it individually, um, as important as it is, because once we start all together, we have to go full power, full steam to make to organize the team, because the process to organize this right is very short and we need to be ready.
Right. That makes sense. Uh, Moyo, do you have you got any videos from Coach Ruben yet? And are you, how how much are you looking forward to working with Coach Ruben?
I didn't get you. Can you say it again, please?
No, no, I was just Ruben had mentioned that he had sent some videos, and I was wondering if you got any videos from him yet, and how much are you looking forward to working with the coach? Are you familiar? Have
Well,
you done any research about him? Uh,
yeah. I've done some research about him, and I'm amazed of his career because he, for what I've seen, he's a big man. So I'm really excited to work with him because I guess, I hope, and that it will be a very good experience for me. So
Great.
yeah,
Thank you, thank you. Hopefully,
you're
we
welcome.
make a good experience for all of us.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's great. Just a last question for you, Moyo. I know you spoke about analysis before and after a game, but apart from when you don't have any games, like how often do you analyze your own games? Like, do you often discuss it with your coaches, other players, and your mentors? What are some modes that you use to keep your own records of your analysis and of your stats?
Okay. Well, after the game, when I can get the stat sheet, I first look at at my statistics, and then I look at my videos. Like a couple of hours after the game, I look at my videos, and I pay attention to my mistakes, especially, and why I did them. And then from that, I already have certain information. I can now go and see the coach and have his own point of view, and he will tell me, well, here you did this, here you did that. Can you do this? Can you do that for me? And it will be really easy for me to fix it. Like
Right.
if I don't have an image of me, like seeing me doing something, it will be difficult for me to listen to another person telling me what I did wrong. So that's what I do, especially usually. And after that, I can see my teammates, and they'll give me their point of view also.
Got it. That's a good thing to do, I would say, after before or after every match. Um, One last question for you, Ruben. I don't know if I don't. You probably have to dig through a lot of your memories for this, but what is one of your most favorite teams and one of your most favorite players that you coach till now, be it the league or international? If you can tell us that, that would be amazing.
Well, I'm in the game since 1991. Let's say professionally working. I've been blessed to work with many good players, and I won't be fair on name one. I had many people who helped me to get better as a coach. Players who are challenging you every day to give your best, and this is fantastic. Games also, we had a lot of games, memorable games in every team I was taking part, because uh, in most of the teams I've been working, we had the chance always to play most of the times for medals. Uh, Beside that, winning a championship is something very difficult. So then there are many moments along the way. Um, for me, I don't know, maybe the first time we got to the final, to the cup final in Germany, which is an event with 15,000 people on the stadium, and being totally the underdog, or because the German team I was coaching for 9 season uh, was a team from a small city in Germany, and we took we took them from almost from the ashes, and we built up a team that finished playing at the top four of European competitions. And so I believe this was a kind of highlight in my coaching career. But the first games I was coaching under 14 in the first tournaments were so memorable, like the last ones with in front of 15,000. So I believe last season for me was a fantastic experience, and I would like to repeat such an experience and make the Chennai Blitz help the Chennai Blitz to make a good season this season, and to keep writing good memories, because from the past we don't live. We have to keep looking forward. So this is more important.
That's a great thing to say for sure. And I did think this was the last question, but we do have two more audience questions, one for Ruben and one for Moyo. For Ruben, they're
Okay.
asking, what is the one message you want to pass on to your players, and maybe one message to all to your opponents in the league?
I would repeat almost the same I said last year in the meeting we had with our team in Hyderabad. Is that for Indian volleyball, the Prime Volley League, it's a fantastic opportunity to make the sport bigger, to make a way of professional career as a volleyball players, and this is something that they really need to take care, because all of us who are part of the league, we are responsible to make it grow, and it is an unbelievable opportunity we have, because there are not so many leagues as good organized as the Indian League. The standards of organization are comparable with an international competition organized by the FIBB. So these kind of standards you cannot really find so easily all over the world. So this is an opportunity. And when you compare the format, and when you compare the possibility of earning money by playing the sport you love, uh, it's it's great, and this is something that the players should really take care, because I believe that the organizations are working very hard to make every year better and better. So this is for me I would say, the main message I can pass.
That's a great message for the players. And what about a message for your opponents?
For the opponents,
You would
nothing.
say.
I last season, um, I speak on behalf of my assistant coach, who was part of the team as well, Juan. We felt very welcome by the complete organization, by our opponent coaches, by our opponent teams, and nothing. It's just to keep having fun all together, because at the end of the day, winning or losing, it's a circumstance. Of course, everybody wants to win, and we will be prepared to win as much as possible. But this is a very nice community that we created, and hopefully we can strengthen year by year.
That's very nice to hear from you, Ruben. Thank you so much. And a last question for you, Moyo, from the audience. We saw you dancing in the video that we had shown at the beginning of the show, and they are wondering if you would be bringing some music and some hook steps for the Indian fans to remember you and your team.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. If people are open, I can teach some footsteps, but because um, in Cameroon we love entertainment, we love being happy. So if people are comfortable with that or happy with me giving some footsteps, why not? I can do it.
That's great. Yeah, it looked really fun in the video that we saw, and everyone doing it together definitely looked like a very good celebration that you guys were having.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. With the national team, we always do that after a game, like to keep the our morals up, to like not be submerged by the work and all the losses or anything like that. We keep our heads up, and it is
Definitely.
important for our morals.
We're looking forward to that, and we're
Yeah.
definitely looking forward to you teaching us these steps for sure. Awesome.
Okay,
Yeah. And yeah, well,
that
that's
sounds
all
good.
the questions we have for you, Ruben and Moyo. Thanks a lot for coming on the show and making it so much fun. We really liked hearing about your volleyball journey, and we're looking forward to seeing you in action for the Chennai Blitz. Just any last advice for our young and aspiring volleyball players from India? Maybe Moyo, you can start, and then we'll end with Ruben.
The advice I can give is to keep playing, like keep the game part of the game. It's true that some players want to do, like want to make a living with volleyball, but when you lose the fun part of it, you cannot play anymore. So that's the advice I can give. Keep the game in your head. And
That's some great advice, Moya. I'm sure Ruben would agree. And anything more you would like to add, Ruben, for our young players from India?
Yeah, definitely, I agree because I used to speak to the teams that we we don't work, we play. This is the way we are making our living by playing a game, not by working. Working is somebody, I don't know, who is waking up at 5 a.m. and who doesn't know if at the end of the month have food enough to raise their kids. This is big pressure, and we are just playing the game, and this is something that we have to value. But in generally speaking, for kids in India, I think it's a huge sport. um, People are playing volleyball all over, and I believe from last year to this season we increased the amount of players registered for the Prime Volley League, and they should keep trying. They should keep getting better because nobody knows what can happen. And actually, I believe we pick one or two guys that nobody knows much, and every season it's going to come one, two, three players that nobody expected to be part of the league, and people must believe and must create their opportunities. So I think there are several examples that in rural areas in India and small towns, small cities, the sport is very big, and we need to look for this kind of talent also to get them into the league. So we must keep working on it, and they have to be well prepared for the next opportunity.
Great. And yeah, let's hope we have more new teams coming up and
Yeah,
more opportunities coming up with these new teams and more players coming in. Uh, like you said, giving more opportunities for these younger
yeah,
players who are aspiring to become volleyball, maybe, play
yeah.
for the national team.
Yeah.
Great, thank you so much, Ruben and Moyo. Those were really nice. That was a really nice advice to give for a younger aspiring players. And it was great to learn about your plans and your love for volleyball. Good luck to Chennai for PVL Season 2. We're hoping that you bring the cup home for
thank you very much.
for the city. And yeah, we
Yeah.
hope to see more and more international players and coaches in the future seasons for sure. Yeah, that's it from
Thank,
us. I'd like to thank all the viewers for joining us. And yeah, hope everyone liked this Chennai special episode. The highlights and the recorded video will be available on YouTube. Here's wishing you a happy Diwali from all of us at Basics Sport. Stay safe and see you soon. Thank you so much, Ruben and Moyo.
thank you for the invitation.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.